This time around, we have information that the new city mayor for Limbe City Council has been known after we announced that elections were ongoing. We're going to be catching up with our correspondent in Limbe, Kum Leonard, to give us this news. Yes, Kum Leonard, can you tell us what's happening in Limbe as we speak?
Yes, Leonard, like I earlier told you this morning, that Limbe is pregnant with a lot of surprises. Today, we had more than 6 candidates who contested for this coveted position of the Limbe City Mayor. But things actually changed today as we finally had 4 candidates nominated for the position of the Limbe City Mayor. And there was a heated debate until the session had to recess. The session went for a recess, and there was some kind of a consensus, probably from the hierarchy of the party, represented by Professor Jacques Van Dongo and Honorable Malomba Esembe David of Fako Free, that is Boya Urban. So the session went for a recess, and they did concerted. And when they came back into the hall, 3 of the candidates who were nominated for the elections today had to decline. These candidates who were nominated for the election, we have Oscar Ebanjo Kwan, a councillor from Limbe 3 Council. We equally had Mayor Wokadane Ntive, the mayor of Limbe 2 Municipality. We had the interim mayor, Karim Wapit Tanga, and we had the last person whose name was not even in the preliminaries of the candidates vowing for this election. This person is Councillor Lifombe Pongale. Councillor Lifombe Pongale came in just today for the race. And finally, with the declination of these three candidates, we have just one candidate who currently is standing for the race. And the senior divisional officer for PACO, who happens to be the supervisory authority of councils in his area of competence, earlier on, to respect the protocols, the procedure for these elections, appointed the eldest councillor for the Limbe municipality and the youngest councillor to chair the session. And as you're speaking right now, they are rounding up to cast the last dial, the last ballot for the race. And mind you, it's just one candidate who is standing for the race now, in the person of Councillor Lifombe Pongale. Leonard, you can, if you listen, you can hear noise around you, sound of jubilation as onlookers and supporters of the candidates are already in their numbers crowding the premises of the Limbe City Council to jubilate with him. So in a nutshell, Leonard, that is the atmosphere, that is the euphoria, the scenario surrounding the elections of the Limbe City Council Mayor today in Limbe.
Yes, Honoré, to say that if now we have just one out of the 4 that initially told the world that they were going to run for this coveted position of city mayor, is it to confirm the fact that Yaoundé came with a list and that it is investiture that is prevailing here?
Leonard, from every indication, it was tense. It was actually tense. Information gathered by my media prime Facutex have it that the Central Committee came as early as 1 p.m. and held an in-house session with all the mayors, all the candidates vowing in for the elections, and the electoral college, who happens to be councillor. And it was accepted that mayors should not go in for the election. It was accepted, unanimously accepted, But when they went in for the elections, some councillors still nominated the mayors, and this is what led to a halt, a recess of the session. And as they went back to their inner caucus, their Ngumba house, as we could call it in Pidgin, I'm very sure that these councillors who nominated others were won. And when they came back to the hall, you saw a sense of comportment, as all the other three candidates declined. They declined, and just one candidate stood in for the race.
Are you saying that
I don't want to conclude that the Central Committee has interest or in this election. Though I do have interest because it is the CPDM party that is running the council, but I don't want to give a permanent conclusion that the Central Committee had invested in this on a candidate. But if you look at the candidate who is the lone candidate for the elections, his name was not on the list, and he just emerged today. So we are tempted to think that he is the Central Committee favorite.
Okay, Central Committee is a favorite, but who is this person? What position did he hold as far as the party is concerned in Limbe? What is, yes, can you tell us more about this candidate, the lone candidate?
Yes, Ifombe Pongale is a councillor with the Limbe 2 Council. He has held the position of the regional president of the National Youth Council. And recently, just 3 months ago, he was elected the Secretary General of the National Youth Council. Currently, he is a student in the University of Vola, currently for the master's classes. I don't actually know the department where he specializes, but I do know that he is undergoing masters at the University of Boya as we speak.
Can we have any stakeholder around? Can we talk to any of them, or they are all in the voting hall as we speak?
If you look behind me, the elections has just ended, and the electoral college, the electorate, and everybody is coming out of the hall. I think we're going to be having enough of stakeholders, enough of resource persons to tell us more about these elections, as the elections are just come to an end.
Once you get any of them, can you just link us with us, link them up to us so that we can talk with them, please, while we are discussing here in the studio.
Okay, sir, we'll get back to you shortly.
Okay. We are in the studio with Dr. Tata Fon, who's observing what.
Leonard, let's get to the speech of the mayor.
Okay, let us get him.
His speech now.
Okay.
The mayor is doing his speech. Let's go inside the hall.
Okay, let's follow up. Dr. Tata, it's not been easy since morning. We've been following up with what is happening out there. Not easier.
Yes, of course. This is not a very relaxed moment, especially for those who want things to go well in Limbe. So I want to believe that everybody in Limbe now is struggling to see that they get the best person who is either going to keep things the way it has been in Limbe or make things much better.
But this issue of possibility for the party to decide who takes over as city mayor, not very easy, because many persons are not very comfortable. They would have loved to decide their things within themselves.
Yes, you know, the first thing is people should understand that this is a CPDM issue, because the council in Limbe is a CPDM seat. So it is strictly a CPDM internal issue. So while speaking with our journalists on the field there, getting from what he's saying, that even within the CPDM, we still have people of diverse opinion, which is a good thing for a democracy. So I believe that it was competitive from what I see.
Honore, can we connect with any of the stakeholders on ground?
Just leave my mind to this.
Okay, okay. Honore, you are live, please.
Yes, Leonard, with me is Senator Mbela Muki Charles, who was here to observe the election, and he has his impressions to sample after these elections.
Okay,
Senator Rob.
I think the municipal councillors of Limbe have exhibited a lot of maturity, and they now have a municipal authority, the city mayor of Limbe. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate them. It has been a very, very grueling expedition to get to the results we had. They were aspirants. They disagreed, but at the end of the day, it shows the strength of the CPDM. It shows also the maturity of the CPDM, and of course guarantees the vision of its leader, His Excellency Paul Biya, head of state and president of the Republic. Tonight I saw a community of people represented by their municipal councillors uphold continuity, and they did uphold brotherhood within them. I greatly appreciate the lessons to learn from Limbe today are many, and I think the future is so bright for the people of Limbe and its community.
Senator Mbela Muki Charles, we are glad to have you live on My Media Prime as we speak. We wanted to get your first impression. We are glad to have had it already. But when you look at the person who is taking over, do you have the feeling, are you convinced that he is going to live up to the standards left by the fallen city mayor?
Leonard, let me tell you, I'm glad to have you again. You know, it is always a pleasure reaching out to you, and particularly to the widely followed program. I want to assure you, the young man is a young man well. He's a very dynamic young man, committed, disciplined, and of course equipped with skills that can enable him succeed. It is in moments of trials like this, then you can realize and harvest the character of the people you entrust leadership to. You remember my story, Leonard? When I came to the mayoral office in Boya, no one was sure I was going to make it. It will require that all of us assist the young man. He should combine a participatory and collegial approach in the management of the Limbe City Council, which is a very strategic council. And of course, harness all the living forces of Limbe, all the human resources of Limbe, to enable them have a say in the direction which the Limbe City Council has to go after the demise of the very Motanga Andrew of blessed memory today. And I have the confidence and feeling that the young man who has been elected today, emerging from a constituency, also emerged from the youth constituency, he is going to come in with vigor, rigor, and of course, youthful exuberance in delivering the desired results by the grace of God and the wishes of the good people of Limbe.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Senator. Always a pleasure having you on My Media Prime TV. We are going to continue.
I look forward to be back again, Leonard, and I use the opportunity to congratulate you and your team in all of what you are always doing. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator. We are going to be coming back to what is happening out there in Limbe. But this time around, we're giving way for the news, after which we will continue with more information on what is happening down there in Limbe, chief town of Ako.